could be so valuable elsewhere.
No, he's not a Trippier, is he?
No.
So
No, he's
yeah, I wouldn't bother.
No. All right. Talking of defenders who we do like Trippier, and ones we don't like, should we talk about what to do with Chilwell and perhaps talk about good options?
Obviously, Gusto has now been carded and is going to miss some time. I don't think James is even back in training at all yet. So you'd imagine Chilwell is going to have to play the next two.
Yeah.
Because there isn't many other choices. Like, he is their vice captain. Like, he needs to stop being benched. Like, he came on and had that chance against at the weekend against Villa. Should have scored. So yeah, but obviously, if you do want to replace him, spoilers for my team, I've already replaced him. I did move early. Probably shouldn't have done with the news that's come out recently. But anyway, he's 5.6 million now. He's already had a drop. 24.3% owned as of when I wrote the notes. So it's probably lower than that now. But yeah, since game week 1, he had 7-1-6-1-0-0. So 1 point total from Forest at home, Bournemouth away, and Aston Villa at home.
That's so bad, isn't it?
Shockingly bad. Obviously, benched the last 2 weeks. He's come on every time, so he's going to get minutes every time. So he's not even going to be someone that just stays on the bench when he's benched.
And he's got yellows as well.
Yeah, I think he's got 4, so just as lax as Jackson is on that sort of side of things. Yeah, at this point, he's not even nailed on. He's not someone who stays benched, and he's not someone who's going to haul or keep clean sheets right now. So it seems like it's probably a sell. But Fulham away could be fine, but I'm not confident in a clean sheet there. And then Burnley away, I feel like I'm not confident in a clean sheet there either. So even though their defensive stats are kind of all right, I've sold. And the replacement for the spoiler is Cash, who I've got in 4.7 million, 18% owned. Brighton at home this week, Wolves away, West Ham at home, Luton at home, Nottingham Forest away, Fulham at home. So that's good fixtures in the next 6. Since game week 1, he's had -1, which is obviously a clanger against Newcastle. 6, 17, -1 again, 1 and 6. So he does have that really bad game in him, but his ceiling, obviously, with those 17 pointer is obviously huge. So from game week 2 to 6, stats wise, shots at 12, which is first for all defenders, shots in the box 10, which is first, big chances of 2, which is first, XG of 1.68, which is at first. So obviously he's the top for all metrics of goal threat for all defenders. The nearest XG of defenders is Tarkowski at 0.8, and whereas he is on 1.68, so it's massive compared. And obviously he's not on pens or anything like that. This is all from open play of just goal threat for Cash, and what's not to like with those fixtures coming as well. Like playing 90 minutes the whole time. I think he's missed like 4 minutes so far. Pretty happy to own him now. Maybe I should have waited. As I said, there's issues with possibly Saka or Maddison, but he's looking good. The assist stats are not great. He's got no big chances created, only 1 key pass, and an XA of 0.43. So, but his goal threat, if he's going to get in that sort of attacking potential, he's probably going to be able to provide assists from where he is getting those shots and sort of things. So, I don't see why he can't get assists from there. Like that option. Obviously, you've got him as well. You're happy to own him?
Yeah, he's been so well. I've only had him for the 2 weeks. I was disappointed he only got 1 in that game against Crystal Palace because I was sort of banking on a clean sheet there. And they have been like so much better at home. Like Villa's defensive record since Emery took over has just been has been one of the best in the league. So the fact that the next 4 games, maybe not the Brighton game, but 4 of the next 6 are at home, and apart from that Brighton game, I could see a clean sheet against West Ham, Luton and Fulham, and Wolves and Forest on the road are like a pretty low scoring teams. So I think he's got a haul or 2 in him here, and I don't mind the lack of assists with him because I think you're gonna you've got him for the shots and the clean sheets, and because he's not that expensive, it doesn't matter if he doesn't return that. I mean 4.6 or 7, I think it was 4.7 now, but 4.6 when I got him. I think it's such a minimal outlay for, Villa should be like a top 6 or 7 team by the end of the season, and he and Dean are, at the moment before Moreno gets back, are providing quite a lot of attacking returns in the Premier League and in Europe. So
he's someone that should be close to the Estepinian hype of just like ownership absolutely. As well. Like 17 points in 1 week for a defender. Yeah, that's crazy. And his attacking stats, as we said when we were talking about Estepinian before, he was really good, but his have just like surpassed his by far. So he should be up there in the 30-40% owned area.
I think he's actually,
because of how cheap he is.
I think he's actually got more points than Estepinian, like at this point of the season. And
yeah, fair.
And I don't think you probably would have said that at the start of the season. So I mean, he could be sort of that level of player for this season. So no, I think he's a solid choice, to be honest.
Right, so obviously, replacement-wise, obviously any Newcastle defender as well, because we're going to talk about Newcastle later. So any of them, Trippier, Botman, they look good replacements too. But other than that, Porro, I've mentioned him before.
Yeah,
I like him still. 5.6% owned. Liverpool at home this week is obviously not great for it. Clean sheet, but Luton away, Fulham at home, Crystal Palace away, Chelsea at home, Wolves away. Those are good next 5 after this week. And he's had 8 shots, which is second behind Cash. XG of 0.06, which isn't great, but he's the kind of long shots he's been taking. But yeah, key passes of 7, 2 big chances created, an XA of 1.04. So his assist potential is on the other side of Cash's. His assist potential is looking higher, but he has been having lots of shots, and he's hit the woodwork twice, I think, so far. So he's been a little bit unlucky there. Compared to Doji, who's obviously 17.6% owned. He's had 8 shots compared to Udoji's 1, crosses of 13 versus 5, big chances created 2 versus 1, an XA of 1 versus 0.6, chances created of 7 versus 4, and then points it's 19 versus 25. So you'd think it's going to swing a little bit in favor of Porro soon, and obviously he's only that 0.3 more expensive than him now. So I think if you've got that sort of money or willing to go to someone like that, I think Porro is a nice little differential for sure.
No, absolutely, and it looked like in the Arsenal game as well, he was taking a few corners as well, and like he was just so much. I think Udogie was doing a lot of great defensive work and bringing the ball up the field, but when Porro had it, it just seemed like he was like one of his first thoughts was like, right, how am I getting this ball forward or getting it into the box? So yeah, I think you're right there. Even though they're obviously playing similar sort of like wing back, left back, right back roles, I feel like he's definitely more prepared to take like a risky or make a risky pass forward or try and set something up. So I like him. I don't think, just from where I am now, if you go Dogie, I'm not going to move to him, but I think for people who haven't got either, there's like a really a good shout for Porro actually could be a better pick, and I think he's probably like you say, he's just been a bit unlucky that he hasn't got more points.
Yeah, I would possibly not go there this week. Obviously, we're talking about Chilwell replacement, so you need it possibly this week. But you could wait 1 week and hope Chilwell starts, and then just go from there, I guess. Another one, Walker, 4.5 million.
Up. Why did we not just get Walker in? He got the new contract, and like Pep was banging on about how much he loved him.
Yeah, instead of Stones on game 1, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So Wolves away, Arsenal away, Brighton at home, Man United away, Bournemouth at home, Chelsea away. So the fixtures are a little bit mixed, but it's obviously City. He's quietly been the 4th highest scoring defender in the game so far with 29 points. So 3 out of 6 clean sheets so far, 1 assist, not missed a single minute so far. So that's the City defender that's been nailed that we've always wanted, and he's just kind of, I don't know, he's just gone by the wayside. Nobody's really noticed him. But yeah, 14.4%, I guess, is going to start to creep up pretty soon, I think. Appears to be playing a very sort of high and wide position in possession, something we've kind of not really seen him do much before. He's usually been the one that's sort of tugged in for the players like Zinchenko, Cancelo, sort of Stones, and that sort of defensive role that have gone forward. He's not really done that before, but he does seem to be the one doing it now. And he scored for England, obviously, in the same sort of role recently.
Oh, yeah, he did,
Got the assist of the weekend as well. So there's probably some points coming in the attacking potential for him too. So, since game week 1, 6-6, 2-2-2, and then 11. So his average is pretty good. And it's City. They can keep clean sheets against all of these teams, no matter the game, really. So I would probably... I don't know. I wouldn't say definitely bring him in at the moment. There's probably better players like Cash and stuff like that to bring him in. But if you want someone who's just nailed on and obviously the best team in the league, there's not far you can go wrong with Walker.
I think he's basically given what you would expect is Chilwell to give, and like more, considering their fixtures are tougher at like a price which was less than Chilwell. So Yeah, you're right, and I kind of think as well that how Pep treats his defenders. Like if he doesn't start them, it's very rare. It seems from a historical point of view that they actually come on. So I think unlike Chilwell being brought on for the last 20 minutes and getting yellow cards, I don't think it's going to be as frequent if Walker did get benched. That it's just whether you can, how you fit a 5.3 million. Maybe he's a better pick than Estupiñán. If you're going to have like one expensive attacking fullback, perhaps it's better to have someone from a City team than a Brighton team. But no, he's surprised me, let's say, this season.
Yeah, let's just see if he keeps continuing in that sort of role of being a bit higher. Because I think it's because Alvarez and Foden are a bit more central, and then he's just been the one that's in possession, has been very high and wide.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see.
No, he's definitely an interesting pick. And is there any other defenders you want to touch on? Perhaps when we get to the Newcastle defenders a little bit later.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we mentioned it feels like there's a mass exodus of Chelsea at the minute, and probably rightly so because they've just been so disappointing given what good fixtures they've had. Like they've only looked like fairly convincing in that one game against Luton, and apart from that,
every team does.
Yeah, exactly. And apart from that, they've been poor. So probably the next person to talk about, who which we mentioned a little bit, is Jackson.